What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Wipe the crust out of your eyes and the goo out of your fucking brains. Let's get to work. Let's cut the shit. Let's start crafting. Degen, happy Monday. How we feeling?
We're doing great, man. I'm sorry about your Commanders last night. I lost a little coin on them, but I'm sure being there was pretty tough.
Yeah. I don't know why I continue to do it to myself, to be completely honest with you.
I don't either.
I don't really have a choice. Sucks.
Yeah.
You know, the worst part is we got a party bus to go because we had a big group of us, like 20 people, and it's way easier to get in and out of there with the parking if you have a bus because the lot is way more convenient to get out, whatever. So I had to sit on the way back while people were still partying and people who didn't care about the game going ham on the party bus while I was just sitting there with my fucking head in my hands like I just lost a Super Bowl myself. It was terrible.
Yeah, that hurts.
Terrible. Yeah, if you were a loved one were affected financially or mentally by the refs last night, you're not alone. I'm here for you. Nothing we can do. Until Dan Snyder sells the team, the NFL will do whatever they can to ensure that we do not have a successful football team. Plain and simple.
Starting to feel that way.
Plain and simple. It's been like that for years, man. It is what it is. We need an RG3 type breakout season or Kirk Cousins 4,500 yard season to make the playoffs. Plain and simple. They don't want us there. Do you blame them?
No.
I don't.
Nope.
Let's move on. We got a game today, and we got about 15 minutes. Okay. You guys know the drill. We're going to be going over to Betfred here and building up a Parlay Plus. Pretty sure we got shafted last week by the Ramondre Stevenson getting hurt, but whatever, we move. Okay. Still have not hit one yet, and I'm hungry. Okay. I'm hungry for a winner. So let's get to work here. Pretty fat spread at this point, Degen. Packers are sitting at 7.5 at this point. Now, let me ask you, with the shithole that the NFC is in, do you think the Rams are still trying to win games to try to somehow maybe win out and sneak in potentially? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't necessarily think so, but I also don't think that they're giving up. I think they're still trying to play. I mean, I think that's kind of evident too when you saw the excitement from McVay on the sideline when they came back to beat the Raiders, and Baker. They're guys that, they've got some pride, and obviously Baker wants to prove he's not terrible. So they have something to play for. But I don't know that they're necessarily trying to go out there and get wins. But I don't think they're just going to roll over either. So it's, in my opinion, I think the spread kind of tells me what I need to know. And I've bet the Packers a few times until finally I've realized, okay, Aaron Rodgers is just way past his prime. They're not a good team, but these spreads were telling me, I don't know if you remember when they were 7-point favorites at home against the Jets, lost outright. They were 7-point favorites on a neutral against the Giants in London. So now they're around this number again as a favorite, and I've already been burned twice betting them, but I actually really like this spot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but since we've been doing this, I think we've had the right reads on the games. Haven't we at least gotten the right side and the right total?
The Patriots last Monday won, correct?
They did, and the game stayed under.
Yeah, so we're 6 for 6, knock on wood, on sides and totals for these.
Right.
That's not been the issue. It's been that one sneaky prop that's been biting us in the ass. So we gotta be selective today. I think we keep it simple. I think we do the same game plan to start with here with the side and total. I think we attack it. I'm with you on the Packers. I don't mind the splits. I think they win this game. Now, this one, I think this might be the fattest spread we've worked with so far. So I don't know if you want to maybe take -1.5 here to get some better odds, or if there's a -2.5 or -3.5 here like we're seeing. Looks like they're giving us plenty of options. Do you want to try to snipe one of these, maybe a -2.5 instead of an ML to get some better odds?
No, sorry if you lost me for a second.
Oh,
can you hear me?
You're back.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm to be honest with you, I'm confident they're going to win this game by a touchdown. I got them at 6.5 earlier in the week. I am not saying I personally feel like we have to go that low, but I also am totally fine with it. Even maybe like 5.5 to get. Why don't we go
6.5? Why don't we go 6.5? Get it within a touchdown.
That's what I was going to say. That's how I feel. As long as you're okay with that too. I mean, look, my read on this game is I think the Packers win. I'm not going to say they win easily, but
Mm.
I don't really think it's a competitive game. We have to remember that that Baker and the Rams, they did nothing for, almost the entirety of that game against the Raiders at home against a really bad defense. And they got a lot of help from the refs. I think this is a terrible spot for the Rams. Everybody always knows it too when it's a West Coast LA team going into Lambeau, cold weather climate. I just don't really see the people are a little hype on Baker now with, he only had 48 hours with the playbook and with McVay, blah, blah, blah. And now they're a trendy dog. I think the Packers, even after some rest, also they're getting it together a little bit. That win in Chicago was important.
Can you even count those games though? Because that was going to be my next point. I like the spot for the Packers here because I don't even really count that game against the Bears. They beat them every single time.
Good point. Great point. So let's look.
Aaron Rodgers owns them.
Yep. Let's look beyond the score of the game. Let's look at what the team and the players are doing. Christian Watson is looking like the real deal. And how about AJ Dillon getting going too? I mean, this is important. If you're a Packers fan, this team could still make the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they have a shot.
They're not eliminated.
They're not eliminated. So I just think this is a spot the Packers and we just saw the dog cover and win. Sorry to bring it up. The dog cover and win last night on primetime. So makes me like it even more that the big favorite today takes care of business. So I'm very comfortable laying the spread. 6.5 is great. And I think we lean into some Packers props. And then we can talk about the Rams. I didn't look at Prize Picks. Did you? Because I do always like to see what lines stand out if anything's odd.
I'm looking, and you know who they have up for anytime touchdown? They got Aaron Jones. So maybe we do target AJ Dillon, who's been heating up at the right time.
I love it.
And it's weird. I know we can't take unders on here yet, but they got Baker Mayfield's yards only at 183.5.
Is that low?
After he had 230 in his first game with one night with the playbook,
Can I be honest with you? I don't know the Rams score touchdown tonight. I really don't. I don't know. Them and UConn, I think, are both going to get shut out today. So I don't want to take any touchdown scores for the Rams. I would like to take AJ Dillon for sure. If you're okay with that, I think he's going to get going after a really slow start to the year.
I'm to target him in some facet. Should we look to take a little Rams TTU?
No, can we take the unders on that? It looks like we can.
Yeah.
I would love to take a Rams. I mean, well, let's see. What is it on the actual book? Do you know?
It should be, yes. It should be around, let's see here. Their team total should be somewhere around 14.5/15.5.
Okay.
So
team total LAR, 15.5 at DraftKings, 14.5 at BetMGM. I mean,
what's the difference, right? It's the same thing.
Right. I'd
be down to target a Rams TTU for under 14.5 and just pray for a little field goal party.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and just hope they don't get in the end zone.
Right.
Which against this Packers defense that people forget was the best defense in the NFL last year. Nobody talked about that. They're starting to get going a little bit too. Preston Smith stepping up a little bit. Okay, let's roll with it.
Okay.
I'm in. AJ Dillon's. What do we want to take?
Well, as I mentioned, I like him to score, but I also like the Packers to run the ball and run it fairly well. Now, I don't know how the Rams defense is run-wise, but it's just like the game script of how I think it's going to go. I think the Packers are going to get up. I think they're going to get up early, and I see no shortage of running, at least attempts coming from Jones and Dillon. So I'm gonna pull up Prize Picks because I do think that this is really helpful in terms of just reading the lines on player props. But who do you like in this game? Is there anybody that's standing out to you?
I know it's square, but I'd be interested in targeting Ben Skoranek.
Oh yeah, I like him
on the Rams, who seemed to really have a good connection with Baker Mayfield early on. He had what did he have? 10 catches last week? He had 7 catches last week with Baker. So that seemed to be working. And he's only at 3 this week. I'd be interested in that. I'd be interested in AJ Dillon. I don't know. They don't have a rushing prop up here, but
check this out. Look
Let's
at
see what
Aaron.
they got.
Can you see Aaron Jones on my phone? Look at the screen real quick.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. Sure. Yeah. Why is that so high?
Yeah.
Why is it so high?
I think we have ourselves a Packers running back.
A little running back party
kind of day. That's what I think.
I wasn't going to say it because it was going against what we were talking about, but I think we do need to be transparent. I think that's really low, and I think we should take that. And that tells me it might be the Aaron Jones show.
Yeah.
Today. Looking at that.
I agree.
And it looks like they put Dylan's rush prop higher. Or he's soared over it the last couple of weeks.
He did. He had like a career day, I think, in Chicago.
Yeah. So maybe we do target Aaron Jones.
I agree with you. So he had 93 rushing yards against Chicago, and then he had 64 against Philly. So now he's at 45.5. That is pretty low. He's gone over that 3 times in the last 5 games. So that's just not typically our style. Granted, 3 of 5 is it's not 5 of 5. So would I be okay playing it? Yeah, but I would prefer to maybe look elsewhere. And I think Aaron Jones' line is pretty telling.
Okay. All right.
Man, first touchdown score would be so fun to juice it up, but it's just
it
would suck so bad to lose.
I want to hit one. I want to see one go through the net first.
I know. Have
we
done
so
it
cheeky
anytime?
with these?
Have we done it anytime?
They don't have the any times up.
Oh, they just have first half and full time.
Yeah,
got it.
They just got they got first half. Yeah, full time, first and last.
Well, we got our side in there, right? We got the Packers minus 6.5. Do we have anything on the total?
We have the Rams under 14.5 points.
Got it. Okay, so that's good enough. We don't need to play the game total. I think that's good enough. So why don't we do Aaron Jones rushing yards?
Agreed. What was his prop set at?
60.5.
Okay.
Do you want to do like 55 plus?
Sure.
To be safe?
5's my lucky number. I'm in.
Is it? Okay. 55 plus Aaron Jones rushing yards. Yep. I mean, we could do. Oh no, we can't do anytime touchdown score, right? It's just first half.
Correct.
Okay, or first. Got it.
Correct.
Well, let's keep. I just can't really see anybody else. Cam Akers, I will say, his line is a little high. He is 55.5 on Prize Picks, and he has only hit that twice in the last 5 games, and not by much, 60 and 61. So could tell you that they might lean on him a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much his backfield now. That's interesting.
Is it Aaron Rodgers 2.5 rushing yards? I could see a little scamper from him.
I was looking at that one too. And I was looking at his last couple games.
A guy for the Rams, because they're trailing, assuming they're trailing, guy for the Rams that we could target to diversify is, unless you think this might be too public, is Tutu Atwell.
He's been balling now.
You're right. That's why I'm a little bit nervous. But I did hear that I heard Baker Mayfield targeted him 9 times last game, which is quite a bit. So he could be the guy.
Yeah, and he's, to be honest with you, Degen, his receiving yards prop is lower than I thought. So I think we stay away from him.
Okay.
I think a decent plan here would be to take Cam Akers base here at 40 plus.
Ooh, okay.
Get in, get out. Juice it up a little bit, get one in, see one go through the net. I think we start with that. I think that gives us our 4th piece. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And the only other one that stands out, I'm just looking at receiving yards here, is Robert Tonyan. Check that one out.
Okay. Let's check out Tonyan.
Under 4 of 5. 22.
His receiving yards prop?
Yep.
And that is a little high.
He's only hit it once. He's gone under 4 straight.
Yep.
And against Detroit, he went over, and he only had 29 yards. So he's not going over. He's not soaring over. Could be somebody to keep in mind.
I kind of do like his receiving. All right, so I'll leave it up to you. You want to go with Tonyan receiving yards, which I honestly like after looking at that, or we could go with Ben Skoranek receptions.
Yeah, I'm a Skoranek guy. I really am. I like him. I was a little bit more with Matt Stafford, though, I will say. The one other thing I like about Tonyan is his receptions is 2.5, and he's only gone over that twice in the last 5. So the lines are telling me, Christian Watson is at 3.5 catches. That seems a little trappy.
So maybe low, kind of.
Yeah. So what it maybe tells me is that in the passing game, the Rams maybe do a good job of eliminating him, and Rodgers maybe goes to Tanyan a little bit more.
Let's target Tanyan. You want to take his yards?
Yeah, I like that.
What do you want to take?
Maybe 20 plus. What can we get?
Let's see. Yeah, we could take 20 plus. Sure.
Tanyan.
I'm in for that.
That's the lowest number. Okay.
All right. Well, here's what we got. Let's take a peek. Nothing set in stone here.
Yeah,
Nothing set in stone.
Right.
We've got Packers. Ooh, this is a juicy one too. Plus 850. We got Packers minus 6.5. Love that. We've got the Rams team total under 14.5. They're not going to score a touchdown. We've got Aaron Jones, 55 plus rush yards. It's going to be his night tonight after we saw the AJ Dillon masterclass last week. We've got Cam Akers, 40 plus rush. We're taking a little juiced alt line there. And then we're going to go with our guy Tanyan, 20 plus yards. His props are weirdly high, and the books know something we don't, and I'm in. We're tailing it.
I'm in as
well.
I
like it.
I like it a lot.
Plus 850. This might be the juiciest one yet.
Yep. And usually we're at 5-1, I think.
Yeah, I think we had maybe 8-1, and now we're back. Plus 850. That's juicy. And guys, these are meant to be bet responsibly, okay? I'm throwing some lunch money on these. I'm not throwing anything crazy.
Sure.
Just to take the edge off.
Right.
Half a unit.
Quarter unit.
Take the edge off.
Yeah,
I agree. Sure.
I agree.
We don't unit shame. Okay. Right. Bet responsibly, as always. We appreciate you guys coming to Monday Same Game Parlay, presented by Betfred Sports. Hope you guys learned something about the game tonight. Looks like it might be Tanyan night, and looks like the Packers might roll Degen. Let's start the week off right with some winners. Why not us?
Be great.
Why not us?
Do it.
All right, chat. We'll be seeing you. Peace.